Diana, just put the camera on these three. Just let them go. You guys know.
Sound, like somebody did
The problem
something.
is I'm not there to help fix your.
This is why Dennis Manning was late, because he
So
was happy
after-
and he didn't.
After we
You should
had
have a
this
flip
meeting,
phone. Where's your flip phone?
Yeah.
I got
Time
my
to go
phone
back
and
to the
see
flip
why-
phone, man.
Oh, I
no
still remember
volume.
I still remember the day that he came on, and we were sitting here, and I think it was Ricky Leongwai and Timmy Lele, and they were talking about how excited they were that you no longer had a flip phone, and you finally figured out what an emoji was.
Right, and I need to really go back to the flip phone because I really don't.
The best part was when you text him when he had the flip phone.
Oh, yeah.
And you didn't answer for like 30 minutes, but then you realized he was hitting each button 3 times to get to the
Did.
JKL.
Or when it wouldn't work, he'd just throw it on the ground and somehow it'd magically start working again.
But
Steady, it was dependable.
we're finally at fruition, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back, by the way. I'm Trevor Horn, and this is the BVarsity Live Coaches Show. This is the second to last segment of the first day of our Coaches Show. We'll be back again tomorrow at noon with the final half of the Kern County head coaches as we gear up for the season, which starts next week. We appreciate each and every one of these coaches showing up, and this is kind of the fruition of what we wanted. We wanted this coaching tree of these three. I'm going to go ahead and just call you guys knuckleheads.
That's what we
And,
call each other anyway.
We can't even say what we call you, Trevor.
No, I don't even care. You can look me right in the face, and I still don't care what you call me. As long as you don't call me late for dinner, and we're fine. So we finally get the full iteration of what we really wanted here, and it's the former Ridgeview coaching tree that is now branched out. The other one is, Derek Dunham, a guy that you had at West with Chris. But Dennis, you look at this again. I mean, what advice did you give Chris last year as he was going into his first year at Frontier that you gave Christian probably this year as he's going into his first year at Miramonte?
I don't know. I always have advice, I guess, but I think just mainly work hard, be yourself. Surround yourself with good people. I think those are probably the philosophies that I kind of go with.
Yeah.
And because if you surround yourself with good people, you're gonna have fun. Their kids are gonna have fun. They're gonna be around people that are enjoying what they're doing, and the kids they're gonna reflect that, and so they're gonna have fun. And these guys know what they're doing, and I think success is there for them, and they're having fun. And if they're having fun, and it's successful.
Chris, what did you tell Christian when he took over and
I just told him, hey,
flew the coop?
honestly, I was just, hey, if you ever need anything, I'm here for you, man. That's what friends are for, and he's been a good friend, and so just like Dennis was to me, and all these years, and just that he knows if I went through the same thing last year, and if he needs any advice, I'm here for him. But if he doesn't, he's a smart guy. He knows what he's doing, but if he needs anything, let me know. I'll help you out.
What did they really tell you?
Don't screw it up. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, no, don't screw it. No, I mean, when I informed Dennis the day that I got the job, I actually do remember the only advice he gave me. He said, "Don't try to turn it into Ridgeview," because he said, Ridgeview's Ridgeview, and kind of like with Chris, Frontier's Frontier, and Miramonte's Miramonte, and it all has things that you're gonna have to overcome, and problems that are there, and challenges, and that's kind of what I really took. I mean, I saw what Chris did. He took over a program that was 2-8, and he went 7-4 last year.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen what Dennis has done at Ridgeview, and it's kind of just go put your own brand on it, and if we go out and work hard, compete, those are the big factors I've seen these two guys do before, and create successful football teams. That's what we're going to go try to do at Miramonte.
And you talk about a challenge. I mean, here's a program that's been open since 2009 and has 17 wins, none of them last year for you. I mean, you got to put your whole new stamp on it. You got a bunch of coaches that are on-campus guys. How much of that really does hopefully predicate itself on being able to have your hands on those kids all day long and maybe really turn them into a football team?
I mean, it's a blessing for me. I mean, my administration's been awesome. Will Sandoval, the principal over there, told me he was going to get me on-campus coaches, and they have done everything in their power to do that. I mean, all of my coaching staff is on campus right now, and I got some really good guys. I mean, Jeff Skidmore, he coached at East High with Jim Maples and won a Valley Championship over there. Matt Akers, was a starting defensive end at Fresno State, and he's our defensive coordinator. He's a teacher on campus. Burnell Jones is a new teacher on campus that we hired. He just got done playing for Nick Saban at Alabama. I mean, we have a very talented staff that cares about kids, and they want to be out there, and they want to, kind of turn Miramonte around.
When he keeps talking like
Good
that.
job, Chris.
There you
Good
go.
job,
That's what
man.
I was going to say. Is that exactly what you want to hear out of him? You don't want him to fly off, go somewhere else, and then just, not do your name justice, right?
But no, I think it's just what he's saying. To me, I just simplify it in a couple things. Is just it's all about winning, but none of it's really about winning. The rewards that you get from this and the experience that your kids have and your coaches have really doesn't have anything to do with winning. But your goal has to be to win. And
Starts with showing up on time.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I remember and something that I tell our Frontier kids that Dennis would always say is, the process of trying to win is more important than the outcome. It's what the work you put in and the sacrifice you make. That's what you get more out of in life and everything else than just winning a football game. Winning's great. And we love winning more than anybody probably, but I think that's the important thing about being a coach.
Dennis, last year that we talked about it before you showed up because you were napping.
It was a good nap, I'll tell you that.
Last year in Division I, not the success that you had seen in previous years when you guys went to 6 consecutive D3 or D2 titles. Twice you moved on to the state playoffs. But how much did those kids learn from last year and make you excited about what you guys can bring to the table, especially when you've got Stockdale at the gate at home, and then you've got Liberty on the road, these guys on the road, and then you got BHS and then Clovis North. You're not giving yourselves much wiggle room for mistake before you start league play.
Well, last year we had a lot of newbies. Almost in every position. It felt like just we didn't know really what we had, and we learned on the run with some of the kids that we had. But those kids, for the most part, there's a lot of kids coming back with experience, and experience is a big deal. So they have different attitudes. I think they carry themselves a little bit better, more mature, and a little more seriousness about their job. Mm-hmm. And but Division I's a step up, man. It is a step up. There's no question about it. Our first round playoffs against Clovis. Yep. And it was we played tough. We could have won that game, but it's a step up, no question about it. So we realize that. I think experience in Division I is going to help us, and so we'll see what happens.
Yep. Chris, for you, what excites you about being able to get this season started? Just so everybody knows, your home opener is a season opener against Sunnyside out of Fresno. Then you're at Paso Robles. You get out of the heat. Probably still going to be hot, but the air quality may be a little bit better. Mm-hmm. And then you play Dennis and Ridgeview at home, and then you go back on the road out to Atascadero before you play Independence, before you start into league. What do you see out of the first 2.5 weeks of fall camp going into Friday scrimmage before you play next week when it all starts?
I'm excited. We got great numbers out there. We got a bunch of kids that are hungry to win and show up every day, no matter when we ask them to show up. They're there and they're ready to work. So I think that's going to pay off for us. We wanted to make our schedule a little bit more difficult, so we. Now we're playing 6 Division I teams, and the rest are, I think, all D2 with adding Independence. And the coast teams coming into our playoffs is going to help us because we're playing 2. They're both in Division I, which is going to help us hopefully come league time and give us a little more sense of physicality. I think last year I inherited a schedule that we lost the Paso Robles game, and I think that hurt us. Come our first couple league games against Liberty and BHS because they're a good physical football team that plays good, and we didn't get to play that game. But with our schedule now, we'll find out and be more tested, I think, when we start off our league play, because our league is loaded. Dennis knows that he plays all these guys in non-league. It's a great league, so you got to be ready to play every week.
And finally, Christian, for you, you start off with Shafter, probably odds-on favorite in Division 5. It really allows you to kind of figure out who you guys are. Then you're at Kennedy, you have a bye, then you play Arvin and Kern Valley and Rosamond before you get into league play. What do you really want to get out of your players in the first 5 weeks of this season before you start league play?
Just getting better for league. That's our goal. If we're playing better, week 10 than we were playing week 1, we're doing what we're supposed to do. Right. But it's going to be rough. Shafter, really well coached. Their quarterback's a really good kid. I saw Kennedy over the summer, and they got some guys, man, that they're going to be really competitive.
Walker's a great running back for them.
I think they're going to be really competitive. So it's just about getting our kids to buy in, come out and compete, and just get better every week.
All right, this went a lot better than I expected, so I thank you guys. I appreciate you coming in. Dennis, thank you for gracing us with your appearance. Christian, always appreciate you. Chris, thank you very much. Good luck to all three of you guys. Chris Bandy from Frontier, Christian Johnson from Miramonte, Dennis Manning from Ridgeview. Thank you guys for the last half hour. A lot of fun. We've got one last coach today, and it is Michael Gutierrez out of Highland. He will be in studio to finish off this first day of our 2-day super show. We'll be right back.